and welcome to Reddit on Reddit, the internet's auditory version of Reddit. I'm Nelson Allingham, joined by Michael Campbell.
I feel like we have two things to quickly cover, Nelson, before we get into it. Before we get into the Reddit, we will get to the Reddit. One is I keep forgetting to mention for several weeks now that the new season of Cancel Movie Report is out now. So please, if it sounds interesting to you, please go listen.
Would you say it's the best season yet?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's convincing enough for me to go listen.
Yes.
What are some highlights? Tell me what movies you covered.
Well, the episode that we'll be releasing the week that this episode is dropping, my friend Alexi Toliopoulos is the guest, a very funny comedian and film critic. And we are talking about a Planet of the Apes movie from the 90s that got cancelled that was meant to star Arnold Schwarzenegger. So that's very fun.
What?
Yeah.
Tell me he played one of the monkeys.
No, he was the man. It's like a time travel movie. He goes back to prehistoric Earth.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Time traveling Arnold Schwarzenegger. So weird.
Yeah.
He would do that. Was he also a robot?
Yeah, he's there to terminate them, yeah.
Yeah.
Very weird
Missed
script.
opportunity. I know why it was cancelled. Everybody thought he was going to be the monkey, and then and then when it turned out he wasn't, they were like, "Oh, what?
What?
No, don't make this." Obviously.
But yeah, it's a very funny episode. So yeah, I would say listen to that one. We did one about Godzilla that people seem to like as well. Mm-hmm. We have the Channing Tatum Gambit movie also coming out later this season, and Bill and Danny from Escape This Podcast are on episode 2 this season. So it's all good. Everyone but you, Nelson.
I'm there in spirit.
No, I cleanse the room before we record to make sure
you
you're
saged me out of there.
And the other thing, the second thing is last week we talked about our Discord getting raided.
Yeah.
Immediately after we recorded, we opened our podcasting thing, and there is a bunch more downloads for one of our random episodes for some reason.
Just one episode.
Just one episode. So we don't know. We are as confused as you.
Yeah. Anyway,
not our latest, that's for sure. One from a year ago.
You're so long ago. I just don't know how somebody could coordinate this. It's so crazy. Anywho, let's get into it, Cambo. This first Reddit on Reddit was in the subreddit Anti-Work, and it was originally by Accomplished P2556. Thought, apply for ICE and just do a really bad job? ICE is currently handing out $50,000 sign-on bonus and student loan forgiveness. Wouldn't it just be terrible if a bunch of folks applied and were just somehow really bad at apprehending alleged illegals and then stayed long enough to collect the bonus and then just quit?
That would be terrible, obviously. But the thing is that a lot of people are joining ICE and doing a really bad job, but not in this specific way. More and they're like, oh, there wasn't really any evidence or proof of the people they arrested. They just kind of looked a certain way.
Guys, you're doing it wrong. That's not. You're meant to be worse at your job in a different way. Yeah, I think this is funny. I didn't realize this is the first time I heard about the $50,000 sign-on bonus, which is insane.
Yeah,
and student loan forgiveness.
I didn't know about the student loan forgiveness. As with all things cultural at the moment, this has been parodied on South Park recently.
Yeah.
Where one of the characters joins ICE because it's good money and you get a bonus for signing on, and they have an ad that they do where it's joining ICE, it's a job to have. Yeah. That's their slogan.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did not know about the student loan forgiveness.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm thinking about doing it. I don't have a student loan, but I will take the $50,000 sign-on bonus.
Yeah, USD as well. That'll convert quite well at the moment.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty trick, isn't it? Excuse me.
Oh,
you keep talking for a second.
Okay. Nelson wants me to vamp as he desperately takes a few sips of water. Oh, that looks relaxing, Nelson. That looks good.
Do you know what? I made a huge mistake. I ate some nuts before we started recording, and I've got one at the back of my throat. Oh. Anyway, here's what I was saying about that. It's a pretty nasty trick because, it's a lot of money, and I feel like yeah, there's plenty of people that are against this idea. But you're like, but for $50,000, I might try to stop some people.
It's the exact right amount of money that people would question moral.
Yeah,
$10,000, I feel like there's a level of person that would sell out for anything, but like $10,000 won't change too much of your life. But $50,000 might get you out of a
USD as well.
Yeah. Might get you out of certain poverties or anything like that. Like that is a big lump of change that would make people question their moral obligations.
Yeah. I've thought about this for like other jobs in the past, which is like ticket inspectors.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate ticket inspectors so much. Only in circumstances, I understand the idea of like, timed parking. You need to get everybody in there. You don't want people leaving their cars all day or whatever. So I understand the concept, but I hate it when you get a ticket and there's just like a million blank spaces, like empty spaces around. Like I feel like it should be proportional to. Maybe even the fine is just less. Like, okay, it's usually a $100 fine or something, but we see that there's actually 1,000 spaces free.
Yeah.
So it's only like $3. You only have to pay a $3 fine.
Yeah.
It's like, that's what I want. So I've always thought about the idea of becoming a ticket inspector and just like walking around, being like, ugh, didn't get anybody again today. What a coinky dink, guys. I promise. I'm trying.
That's interesting. I wonder how much they get like their fines monitored to be like, oh, Nelson, we've noticed in 3 months you haven't given out a single parking fine.
Surely they would. I'm sure they would. But I feel like if you were just confident enough to be like, I'm just not going to do this. And eventually they'll have to be like, well, we're letting you go because you're not, finding anyone,
Nelson,
clearly.
What if you're getting bonuses if you meet certain caps of fines? Then would you be handing out fines?
Yeah, well, if it was $50,000 worth.
Yeah.
Then maybe.
What if at the end of the year, if you've met your quota of fines handed out, which they put down to like the average amount that should be in that area, you get $10,000?
I think, this is slightly off topic, but I think in Australia that would be considered illegal.
Probably.
Or not, like it just wouldn't be allowed.
Well, okay, what if, this is good, Nelson. I like this.
Okay.
You go around as a ticket inspector, but every time you find a car that shouldn't be parked there, and if the person is nearby, you can say, look, give me $50 right now.
Oh,
and there's no fine.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I would absolutely just stand by a car that has gone over its time.
Yeah.
And I would just wait by it until the person came back.
Would the extra money you make there, do you think, make up for like not getting bonuses for hitting targets?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. How much could you exploit out of the system?
Yeah.
But then eventually, like sometimes you'd have people like, no, I'm not paying you $50. And I'd be like, all right, fine. So I'd still get some of my quota.
Yeah, exactly. And like your thing would still tick over. Oh, okay, well, Nelson's been handing out fines, it seems.
He did do some. So I guess so. He is driving that nicer car now. That's suspicious. Yeah. Do you think there's any other jobs that you could go into and sabotage by doing a poor job or just not doing the thing that you're...
What if you're a bodyguard to a dictator, but whoops. You didn't stop that assassination attempt.
Yeah, that's good. You're not responsible for the assassination itself.
No.
But you just didn't jump in front of...
Yeah, they get shot and then you go, no, and then you leap. And you're like, sorry, I mistimed that one.
I really...
Sorry.
Bullets are fast, so, And sure, they shot off 5 shots before I reacted, but like... Yeah, that's pretty good. How many bodyguards are throwing themselves in front? That's got to be the easiest job in the world. Don't you reckon there's like tons of bodyguards in the world that they're there for show.
Yeah, for sure.
Nobody really needs. I've seen was it Ronaldo or Messi or something? For some reason, I saw this clip of like his body. He's got a bodyguard around him constantly, and all it is clips of fans coming up to Ronaldo, putting their arm around him for a photo, and the bodyguard just lifts off the hand, to be like, "Don't touch him on the shoulder."
Have you seen the other one, which I think this is Messi, but it could be Ronaldo, who knows? And it's a compilation of people getting on the field to try and get to him.
Oh,
there's just one dude that takes him down every single time.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And
that would be fun, actually.
The player just kind of unfazed because like, oh yeah, this happens fairly often. I won't even acknowledge the person that's just been tackled meters from me.
Yeah, that's right. I reckon just in general, bodyguard would be like pretty easy job. And you'd get to witness, I imagine, a lot of cool, shady deals.
Yeah.
It's just like a little perk of the job.
You'd see some crazy shit. Like, in the small amount of famous only in Australia people I've been around, I've seen people react pretty crazily to them. Yeah. Let alone like Lionel Messi. And I know that the majority of our audience is American, so maybe they don't comprehend, is so famous.
Yeah.
So like, I remember at the Super Bowl last year, the biggest picture of all of the Super Bowl was nothing to do with the Super Bowl. It was Messi outside the stadium being like, about to watch the Super Bowl. That was the most interacted with post in the entire thing.
Yeah.
The amount of crazy shit you must see as a bodyguard for him of people just losing their mind.
Which is insane because soccer is so boring. It's so boring, and he's like, I don't really know Messi, but is he the best at rolling around on the ground holding his ankle? Is that what he's the best at?
That's why he's famous.
That's all I've seen in. Whenever I watch soccer, I'm like, oh my God, they just roll around on the ground for like, honestly, what seems like 1/3 of the game.
Yeah.
Anywho.
It is funny looking from the outside into other nationality sports as well. Yeah. I was talking to someone from America, and they've recently moved to Australia within the last 2 years, and they were like, AFL is unbelievable. Because they don't wear anything. Like they just don't, like in American football, you got the shoulder pads and the helmets and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. In Australian rules football, they wear singlets and shorts, and that's it. Like. Occasionally one will wear a thin bit of headgear. And to them, they're like, that is so baffling to me because in American football, there's so many injuries and concussions and stuff.
Yeah, but they are like full tackle. In AFL, you don't really tackle anywhere near as hard as like running literally head on into each
people.
Other.
Yeah.
Like I kind of understand that. It's funny that you say, because I was speaking to somebody else the other day and I had to agree with them because they said, man, AFL, like, I don't know if this is bad to say, but like, I think it's really boring. And I was like, no, I think it's a pretty boring game too. Like, I was still watching occasionally.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, I find it really weird. The like scrambling. To me, AFL is about a lot of scrambling for the ball.
Yeah.
And I was like, to me, that's not really entertaining either.
I will say the one thing I think AFL does, which is genuinely entertaining, is what we refer to as a specky, which is where someone will climb over someone else in the air to catch a ball over them.
Yeah.
And sometimes the people get like 10 feet high in the air. Like it's like in World War Z when the zombies like will climb each other and make a tower. Yeah. That will happen around a ball and one guy will just come out on top and grab the ball from the air. Every now and then you see one of them and you're like, that's pretty cool.
Do you know what I think should be the evolution of this is so in rugby, right, they have there's times where you'll throw it in from the boundary.
Yeah.
And there's like a lineup of both teams.
Yeah.
And when they throw it in, they throw it up high, and then the teammates will lift up one of the players to like grab the ball in the air, right? And it's like kind of it's like a kind of fake out thing sometimes to be like, oh, we're going to pretend to lift up this guy, but really we're lifting up the guy at the back because the ball is going to be thrown in higher. You know, they've got little And I reckon that they could all incorporate that into AFL, where instead, so the specky is usually over your opponent, like they're ready with their hands up to like catch it, but then you run up from behind them, kind of climb up their back and jump over the top and get the mark before them. But I feel like there's got to be a scenario where they're like, if we can just like throw this person up in the air in front a little bit, you could get the extra distance in front of your.
So I think that needs to do cup the hands like a little boost.
Yeah.
Where someone does that, they just chuck them up in the air.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Anyway, all sports are dumb, can't they? Except chess, because that's a game of the mind.
That's the intellectual sport.
Actually, sorry, chess boxing is what I meant to say. Because it incorporates the mind and the body.
And because boxing is sick.
Yeah, boxing is sick, obviously. Okay, let's move on into Ask Reddit.
Ask Reddit.
This Ask Reddit was cross-posted to us by Gone Fish Caking, but it was originally by Young QT. What's a non-serious opinion you'll defend like it's life or death?
A non-serious opinion. It is GIF. I know that the creator says it's GIF.
Yeah,
and he technically, I suppose, is the authority on it. But it's not.
No, here's the thing. It's not. Because language is purposeful, right? Like you couldn't just say, oh, I'm going to say that the letters E, T, and M are pronounced blurg, because that's not how language works, right? Like you can't just make up how something sounds. That's not a thing. Like, so I think that what he's done is he's meant to say, it's meant to spell it J-I-F. If he wants it pronounced GIF, you have to spell it how it sounds. I know not everything is phonetic.
So you're looking
at
the
reasons
word
why some things aren't phonetic is because of like exceptions to the rule.
So like
you
the
need
word
an
psycho
E on the end of something like that. Yeah, and it's like and then that's built into kind of like the beginning of language, when like the Latin phrase was something blah 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 and it meant this, and it's evolved over time into something like that makes sense. I feel like you can't just make up how something sounds. You can't just spell something wrong and say that people need to pronounce it the wrong way.
Do you have a non-serious opinion that you defend? Like it's like
this is more serious than it is non-serious, but I could absolutely beat up Liam Neeson without a shadow of doubt.
There he goes. Here he comes again.
I'll do it.
Only one of you is dating Pam Anderson, mate.
Well, not until I beat him up, and then she'll be like, "Oh,
hello,
hello." Like he's just a frail old man. I can't believe they cast him in the new Pink Panther. This is what I've heard is when they
Naked Gun.
Naked Gun. Yeah. What did I say? Pink Panther.
Pink Panther.
Oh yeah, like close enough. Let's be honest. But yeah, I think this is what I've heard.
Yeah.
Is before they yell action on set, somebody has to take his walking cane because he's such an old, frail man.
But to be clear, you can't believe they cast him instead of Leslie Nielsen, who was the original guy from The Naked Gun.
Yeah. What I'm saying is he's more frail than an old man.
Than famously old Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah. Super frail. Okay? That's all I'm saying. I'd push him over and he'd turn to dust.
I can just imagine like you coming back and me going, guys, I did it. I beat up Liam Neeson. And everyone goes, why? Why would you do that?
That's my only fear.
Yeah, and you're like, well, because he's so old. And they're like, yeah. So why did you beat him up?
Exactly. This is why it angers me so much. Is because people, one, don't believe it. Yeah. But two, if I did do it, they'd be like, you beat up an old man. Why?
The thing is,
you can't have it both ways,
I'll
guys.
be honest with you, Nelson. Fighting Liam Neeson for you is a lose-lose battle.
Yeah, it is. But I'll do it just for my own satisfaction, okay? I know I will be in a lose-lose situation, but for me, it's a win, lose, lose. You know,
The best situation is if you can get a video recording of him being like, I declare that Nelson could beat me up in a fight. Therefore, you get all the credit without ever having to have beaten up an old man or being beaten up by an old man.
Yeah. I imagine, though, in that scenario, I have beaten him up. Yeah. And nobody's witnessed it.
Yeah.
But in the video, he's kind of bloody and bruised. And I say, hey, you can't tell them that we but admit in this video that I could because I did. But don't tell anybody that we actually did. 'Cause you get it. You get it. Liam. I get it.
Don't make me do it again.
Oh my God. I would fully go to jail for elder abuse. I think that's a thing. Anyway, I've got some people's comments here because I thought it might be interesting to have a look at some. This first one, I never thought I'd agree with something so much in my life. But Flyboy611 said, nachos are supposed to be built wide, not tall.
I agree. Yeah.
I think I never realized it was a hill that I needed to die on, but absolutely it is.
A bowl is the wrong way to serve a nacho.
Yeah.
Because a bowl is built to go up. Yeah, so when we make nachos, we have a big, wide pan that we make them in. And we build it wide and thin. Yeah. So you get kind of the topping on everything.
I actually think the ultimate version is, and the only reason why people don't do this is because there aren't plates big enough, is just each individual nacho is separate from each other.
Also,
and the topping just goes on the overall.
I would say the important thing is as well is if your tray isn't big enough to have how much you have, so you need to build it up, that's when you layer. Corn chips, bit of salsa cheese, more corn chips, salsa cheese.
Yes. Yes, Cambo. That is correct. I never realized how passionate I was about nachos until this moment. Now it makes so much sense.
There's another one here from Fire. So Jack and Rose would have broken up 3 weeks if they'd both survived. The relationship was based off infatuation and the honeymoon phase would have worn off quickly.
Here's the thing that I want to disappoint Fire with. I actually don't think they were trying to imply that their love would have been timeless, although in the end it actually is about the lady telling the story. But I mean, I think the point is like we all kind of know that it is a fleeting romance.
Yeah.
Like a very strong fleeting romance. I feel like that's the idea. It's not really trying to sell like, they are soulmates for each other.
I feel like the idea is that in this is Titanic, by the way, for anyone under 25. The idea is that Rose is like trapped in an engagement for her family's sake. Yeah. And her mother's like, this is just how love is. Yeah. And then she meets someone that's like, oh, no, you can actually have passion and all. This is not how I need to be.
Yes.
More than that they are soulmates.
Yeah, I think it's funny that I can just imagine talking to Fire afterwards and being like, oh, they wouldn't even last after. Like, yeah, probably not. Yeah, I think. Hey, did you miss the whole Titanic thing?
Yeah, yeah. Media literacy is it's something these days, I think.
Yeah. Okay, here's another one by JenBear26. Cans should stack. If you make a product and place it in a can that doesn't stack with your other cans, I will look for a brand that does stack to purchase instead. Yeah, that's a pretty good. It seems like a really minor adjustment that you could make to your product, doesn't it? That's just easier. I don't know why I would so often need to stack cans that it's that important though. Like if a can didn't, I'd be like, oh, well, you could easily make these stack and that'd be nice. But I'm not so often stacking cans that it becomes such an issue in my life.
Maybe this person works in a supermarket or something. Where
maybe that. Yeah, okay.
They get a product that doesn't stack. They're like, my job is actually way harder now.
Yeah.
This one here by SourKid25, I think, shows a lot of what nostalgia can do. Says, the summer of 2016 where everyone was playing Pokemon Go is the closest we'll ever get to world peace. Forgetting the fact that was the year that the whole Trump thing also happened for the first time. And that wasn't like out of nowhere. That had been a build-up for a few years.
Yeah, we weren't close to world peace, my friend.
So it's easy to look back and just remember the good stuff. There's a really interesting thing about the year 1999, especially through music and movies and like the popular media, which is, it's funny to think that at that time, the biggest existential angst in like movies like Office Space or Fight Club or in like American Beauty was that you had a really stable life and it was too boring.
Yeah.
And within like 2 years after 2001, everyone's like, oh God, I wish that was our biggest problem right now. But at the time, they did not perceive that as like a good thing. That was their problem.
Yeah.
And I think looking back at 2016, you can also just kind of play fast or loose with how you're remembering it.
When do you think we were the closest to world peace?
Probably 1999. It's in The Matrix, they have that thing, again, from 1999, where they say, oh, the computers trapped us here because this was the peak of humanity. And the further we get from them, the further people are like, the machines may have been onto something there. Because it had been a while since like the Gulf War and all that kind of stuff. The September 11 attacks and the rise of terrorism in at least in the West had not been as noticeable yet.
Yeah.
It probably was the late 90s where like a pretty peaceful,
You were there was
economically
a correct answer
stable
to this.
time. What's that?
There was a correct answer to this. It was actually 1997. It was actually the 10th of March, 1997.
Okay.
Which was when the first episode of Buffy aired. So we were the closest at that point.
Yeah. And then, Buffy held world peace for a few years.
Yeah. We were the closest to world peace for the entirety that the series was on.
Well, I think the September 11 attacks happened during the run of the season.
Oh,
they did let that one slip, and they're like, "Oh, we're sorry about that. We didn't."
Whoopsie doozy. That's true. That doesn't go well for the track record of Buffy.
I think the Iraq
from
War had fully started.
1997 until 2001. Okay. Is that all? Yeah, sure. Let's move on to the next thing. Today advice.
So now it's time for Today I Learned. What are these about?
Today I learned.
And also sometimes advice.
This advice was by Stackhouse7489. My partner, 42 male, has the dreaded man flu again and accused me, 36 female, of being a cold-hearted bee. Whenever he gets a minor cold, no fever, just a runny nose, he acts like it's the end of the world. He gets sick frequently, and I have caught a flu off him several times over the 12 years we've been together. Today I was making us breakfast, and he walked into the kitchen and started an argument over the fact I'm not babying him enough. He said when he was growing up, his mum always took... Okay, this makes sense. He said when he was growing up, his mum always took such good care of him when he's ill. Then followed it up with, but I know you're not my mother. I told him I'm just the kind of person that doesn't let a common cold debilitate me. And I keep going unless I'm fully unable to and have to stay in bed. He wouldn't let me speak at points and kept shouting over me. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. It's just like, this guy's fucking crazy. At one point saying, if this is how you treat me, how would you deal with a child who is sick? This stung because we were trying for a baby. I was shocked and replied, are you trying to say I would be a bad mother? And reminded him that he is not a child. So I'm not going to treat him like one. I mean, excellent point. He is not a child. Therefore, his point is mute unless he's admitting that he is a child. And then I also pointed out how he seems well enough to engage in an argument. I'm standing here making him breakfast, did the laundry, did the dishes, done the grocery shopping. I'm taking care of the home whilst working a full-time job. What more does he want from me? I don't know how to baby someone with a cold. I checked his forehead last night, no fever. He then refused to have the breakfast I was making. Jesus. My question is, what form of babying would a man want in this situation? That's not the question you should be asking.
That's not the question you should be asking.
The question is, how do I end my 12-year relationship with this baby?
To be clear, he's 42. This man is 42.
What a crazy man to be. Okay, here's the thing. The other month, I was locked into a girls' night by coincidence.
Yeah.
Because I was the only
Everyone
male partner.
Everyone cancelled around you. Yeah.
Yeah. And at some point, the idea of a man being sick came up in conversation and how we're more babies than the women.
Yeah.
Which I promptly agreed with. I was like, yeah, I think I'm way more of a baby. Like when I'm sick and Ellen's sick. But I mean, I always feel super guilty though. Whenever I'm sick, I've been sick recently, just last week or the week before. And felt like I couldn't do much. And Ellen's like, yeah, cooking the dinner like every night and just sort of looking after me and stuff. And I was like, I feel bad.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to do more.
Yeah.
But also the consensus among these women was, which I feel like is there's definitely some validity to this, which is because they get their period every month and they have to deal with like pain and discomfort, but like just have to live. You just have to kind of put up with it and live your life. That when it does come to a cold or something, they push through it harder than men because men don't have that experience. I was like, that actually makes sense. Yeah. I do sort of believe that.
I think in general, women just have better pain thresholds than men, as much as men don't want to admit that. Because if a man ever gave childbirth a go, you better believe they would work out the science to make that way more comfortable instantly.
Yeah,
like, okay, obviously we can't be doing that every time we want to have a child.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. We'd find out a way to grow babies outside of us, just in big tubes.
What kind of man-cold person are you? I think the thing that I do that annoys Stacey is I'm like, oh, I feel sick. And she'll be like, why don't you take some medicine? I'm like, no.
I am the same in a way because I think that I don't like, this is not scientific. It's just my own opinion.
Sorry.
But
that's not clear
I
by
think
now.
you should try to put up with your fever for as long as possible. And I know your body is stupid, right? It can give people fevers so high that it like melts their brain and it's really bad for you. So obviously there's a limit to this. But I'm like, I'm getting a fever because it's a response to the cold. It's my body's trying to fight the cold. So I try not to take anything that will reduce the fever, at least until I feel like I've suffered enough, basically. And I'm like, okay, hopefully that'll help. I've had a fever for a bit. So yeah, I'm the same. I won't take stuff for that reason. Mine is I grunt a lot.
Okay.
I make a lot of noises when I'm sick, but I'm aware of this.
Yeah.
So I'll try and like.
I just picture you be like, ah.
It's like kind of.
I don't know if I'll last, Alan. I say all my goodbyes now.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. No, it's particularly more at night, like if I'm going to bed or something. So we have a spare bedroom, thankfully. So like when I'm really sick, I'll always and I roll around heaps.
Yeah.
When I'm sick, I like get super tangled in the bed.
Yeah.
And Ellen would be like, oh, do you want to like, you're well enough to come sleep? I'm like, you don't want me in there. You don't want me in the same bed as you tonight because you'll be really cold.
You'll hear me, obviously, from down the hall.
Yeah. I'll be like, oh, God, I'm dying. But yeah, I think that's that's kind of the worst that I get.
Yeah,
when I'm sick. But anyway, this guy's a big old baby.
Yeah, this is ridiculous, by the way. 42-year-old man complaining because you're not being his mum is.
I can't believe anyone would actually do that. Like, could you imagine? This is what she should do. she should bring this up with his friends next time they're around it. To be like, hey, this is exactly what Bob said.
Yeah.
And he said that I wasn't babying him enough when I was sick. And these are all the things that I think it's one of those things where, like, if you just said it out loud to people that they would be embarrassed about, they'd be like, okay, I shouldn't do this. And if they do kick up a fuss, then again, just leave them.
Or like really go way over the top with it and be like, try and burp him, like, get a little dummy or pacifier out and put it in his mouth. Start smelling like, oh, have you had an accident?
Yeah, that's good. Really baby the grab out of it. Oh, except you might be really into it. He's like, yes, this is what I wanted. Thank you. I do need to burp. All right, Kevin, let's move in to shower thoughts.
Shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts.
This shower thought was by Brian112. A true food challenge would be eating a big quantity of food the challenger doesn't like.
Yeah, I mean, this is true in that, like, that is just a different kind of food challenge. Because I think the thing about a food challenge for me is like, oh, you like burgers? Okay. Eat 12 burgers.
Eat all the burgers. Yeah.
That really tests how much you are claiming
of the food that you love.
Yeah.
I just yeah, you're right. It's not that it's a true food challenge. That's that's stupid.
Yeah,
it's another food challenge.
I don't like mushroom.
I'm going to reword this.
Right, I don't like
another
mushroom.
Interesting food challenge would be eating a big quantity of food the challenger doesn't like.
Like, I don't eat mushroom, right? Like, I don't like it. And if someone's like, oh, well, how much mushroom can you eat? I'm like, one, probably. Like,
yeah, but what if it was for a good amount of money?
Yeah,
you want to win this challenge.
Yeah.
How many mushrooms do you reckon you could get through?
How much are we talking?
Like money-wise?
Yeah.
I don't want to put a dollar value on it, but it would change your life.
Okay, I'll eat as many mushrooms as you want. I don't like mushroom, but it's not so bad that, like, I can't physically eat them.
Okay.
Like, there's a thing that, like, if we're out at a fancy restaurant and there is, like, a mushroom dish, generally I'll just be like, oh, it's fine. Yeah. I don't really like mushroom, but I'm not going to, I'm not going to cause a scene around it. I'll just eat this mushroom. So it's not like I can't eat them. I just prefer not to. So, if it was a life-changing amount of money.
That was too much money. Yeah. I get $10,000.
$10,000. I need a few mushrooms for $10,000 for sure.
I mean, the problem is, I think, is you also need competition as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, really, it's about your ability to hoe into the thing that you don't like.
Yes.
Because, like, if you were like, okay, life-changing money, I'll eat as many mushrooms you want. But, like, but how quickly would you hoe into them versus the person next to you?
That's true. If it's a race to finish them first.
Yeah.
Like the hot dog eating competitions with Joey Chestnut or whatever. And it's like, you need to be the first to finish this bowl of mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is more interesting.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I just do it over the course of a week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is the easiest challenge ever. I think that's really, I don't know what mine would be. The food that I don't
you're not a picky eater at all.
Pretty much eat anything. It'd be something bizarre like eyeballs or something super gross like that. And do you know what? I think this would be a benefit for, some people don't like a particular food more because of the texture.
Yeah, that's my main thing.
Less of the, yeah. Because to me, that's easier. Because I reckon if you just start forcing it in, for some reason, I feel like the mind over matter element of something feeling gross and tasting gross, you can more easily overcome the feeling gross than you could the tasting gross, I imagine. Like, I'm trying to think of the worst things. So I feel like I'm just okay with however anything feels. Yeah. So then it would just be a taste. I'm like,
so one of the popular things that people say they don't like the texture of is oysters. Kind of slimy, almost kind of mucusy at times. Yeah. How do you think that if you're eating enough oysters, I don't know how to change the texture of that.
Yeah, you couldn't. But what I mean is, like, somebody who doesn't like that, I reckon after your, like, 20th oyster, you're just like, all right.
Yeah.
I get the idea.
I understand the texture, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas, like, if you really don't, if somebody was like, I can eat anything, and they're like, well, I guess we'll give you poop. I feel like that person's at a disadvantage.
Yes, yeah.
I feel like harder to shovel in poop than oysters. Yeah. Anyway, we should do it. We'll do a YouTube channel, and we'll get people to eat all the things that they don't like. Here's another. This is by Danza. Our ancestors would be so confused about us trying to avoid spoiling our appetite. That's a shame of the modern world.
Yeah, imagine you tried to explain to your ancestors you didn't eat dinner because you filled up on cheese.
Yeah.
Like, cheese. Yeah, I've heard of cheese. It's a real delicacy.
Yeah. Like, oh, yeah. But,
I was not that delicate, let me tell you.
I really hurt into that cheese. Oh, yeah. I didn't even like it much. I was just doing a food challenge.
Yeah.
And the challenge was to eat something that I don't like. And I ate a lot of it.
The dinner that I passed up on is the best thing you've ever seen from your time. It's like an average dinner for me, but you would not believe how rich this steak is and the gravy. And
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so decadent.
Yeah, it's so good. Anyway,
But again, I
threw it in the bin because I didn't. Yeah, that's a real shame. What do you reckon is also something that we super take for granted in that way? Because I think there's things like, right, for example, like health, but back then it was also just like not considered like an important thing.
I think a lot of people talk about how people in old photos look a lot older than people now. So like you see someone that's 40 years old in an old photo. Yeah. And they look way older than a 40-year-old person does now.
Yeah, right.
And I think a lot of that comes to, a lot of it is kind of like the way they're dressed and stuff like that. But I think a lot of it's just like nutrition and health. We've learned a lot better. It's like, oh yeah, you got to kind of take care of your skin and you got to eat a little healthier and have a bit of a balance and whatnot. And you can look a lot better. Whereas, back in the 50s, that was not such a important consideration.
Yeah, that's right.
I would say
actually, I reckon
this wouldn't even be our ancestors. I think just as a kid, could you imagine having the access to all the instant information you have right now?
Yeah. I think that's really amazing. I still sometimes am like in awe of that. I'm like, oh, I don't know this thing or how to do that. Boom. Oh, okay. That's how you do it. Yeah. That's okay.
Imagine as a kid, you were like, oh, I could watch any TV show ever right now on this phone.
Yeah.
You'd be like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to somebody the other day who was saying how that was really amazing, where the kid was like, I want to watch this specific episode of Peppa Pig. And then they just got it up. And he's like, she just expects that you can do that. He's like, we had to, we grew up on like VHS tapes and like, you couldn't ever you might not ever be able to see a particular episode again of the show that you like. Like you might have seen it once on free to air. You would never be able to see that show again.
That's like we grew up in the era of VHS, but even before that, people would be like, hope they air that again.
Yeah, exactly.
At some point in the next 20 years, hope that gets aired again.
And because like we also had the ability to record it, right, with VHS tapes, but you might not necessarily know that you want to record it.
Well, yeah.
Until after you've seen it. You're like, yeah, that was a really great episode of that. Oh, well.
Wish I had recorded that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was also thinking clothes. I think we take for granted a lot. Mm-hmm. When, back in the day, somebody would be like, oh, I spent my month's wages on some socks. I don't know. I'm just making shit up. And we're like, oh yeah, I went to the supermarket and just bought a packet, and there was 100 different types to choose from.
I think people don't appreciate how cheap clothes are now. There's a really great video I watched on it once where they were talking about Levi's, the jeans company, and you can buy a Levi's denim jacket for about $40. And then they go to like an old catalog from the 90s or some such, where the same thing was roughly the same price. Yeah. But with inflation, it's like, oh, that's equivalent to that being like 120-ish.
Yeah.
But really, you are still getting it for like now way cheaper.
Yeah,
than it
yeah.
originally was, and it's the same product.
Yeah.
Because manufacturing is at a point where they can manufacture cheaper and bigger quantities and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But people just see that price and assume like that price should have gone up, and it hasn't.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty crazy. Anyway, such a shame all the consumption humans
Yeah.
go through, isn't it? All right, mate, let's get into podnapping.
Oh my God, I'm being podnapped.
Podnapping. This is Podnapping, where we nap a pod, we take a topic of conversation or a segment from another thing, and we do it ourselves.
Yes, doing a bit of a throwback this week. This is now weeks ago. Liz wrote in and gave you a podnapping, which was obscure US laws.
Oh, yeah.
And you would not believe how happy I was when I remembered she sent us both an email with obscure laws. Now, we got a little bit flamed for mixing up some of our verbs and adjectives and stuff like that. And we also found that the game itself, there were so many possibilities that it was a little hard. So what I've done, I've actually simplified the game a little bit.
Okay.
So I've got a law, and I'm going to tell you the main bit, and there'll be something missing.
Okay.
And I want to see whether you can get it or not just on that. And if not, then I will tell you, okay, it's missing a noun or it's missing a verb or whatever the clue Liz gave. Will be a hint.
Yeah.
So I've simplified it just down to 10 states here. And these are all obscure laws, each one from a different state. So this one is from Alaska.
Yeah.
And the law is you can't carry a blank.
Well, obviously you can carry a gun because that's what I was instantly thinking of. I also think in Liz's other ones, there are a lot of animal-related ones. So is it that you can't carry a particular animal?
It is not an animal. Animal is not the category that's missing.
Okay. You can't carry a... Wait, we're in Alaska. Is it Alaskan related? You know, like is it...
It is a little bit. There's a tidbit that Liz has put afterwards that actually says this is an odd law for this state.
Oh, maybe I will say gun then. Just
it's not gun, but I can tell you the category is weapon.
Oh, you can't carry a potato peeler.
No, you can't carry a bow and arrow.
Oh,
and then Liz explains this is an acceptable and legal way to hunt in Alaska, so this law seems nonsensical. But it's only for one.
You can't carry them, but you can use them.
Yeah. You just kind of drag it behind you.
Yeah.
This is for Arkansas. You can't honk your horn in front of a blank.
Should I go animal again? I feel like this one might make sense for animal because it's like you don't want to spook it. So like, I don't know what's in Arkansas. Moose. Don't.
It is not the category is not animal.
Oh,
I might even give you the category because I feel like even then there's going to be a wide, wide berth of what it could be. This is the clue that Liz put is place of business noun.
Oh, right. So like you can't do it in front of a restaurant or something.
You're close. You're very close with restaurant.
Oh, okay.
It is food related
or something. A McDonald's. You can't do it in front of a McDonald's.
No, not a McDonald's.
A cafe. Wait, is it a proper noun or just a noun? Like, is it a general place or is it like a business, a particular business?
It's a particular type of business.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's not as specific as McDonald's.
Yeah.
But like a McDonald's would be like
not
a
a
burger
proper
joint
noun,
or something.
Yeah. Okay. What wouldn't you be? Do you think this makes sense? Sort of. Like, okay. All right. A ice cream stand.
No, you can't honk your horn in front of a sandwich shop.
What the? That is so bizarre. How did that ever
What happened?
What happened?
In Arkansas that this became a law.
Do you think it's because it's something to do with the little skewers that they put through the sandwich with the olives? People getting beefing like, and then
stabbing themselves. This next one's from Colorado. No throwing blank at cars.
No throwing, well, like bricks, I guess, is a good one.
That would be a good law, and maybe that is also a different law, but that is not this law.
Where did you say this was?
Colorado.
How about snowballs?
No, it's not snowballs. There was I didn't add it. It was one of the states I didn't add, but there was a law against throwing snowballs in one of the states.
Yeah. Because I was trying to think of logical, like semi-logical stuff that like the youths might be doing.
I'm going to give you the category.
Yeah.
The category is weapon, and I'm going to say it's not a common weapon that you would think an everyday person might have.
Okay. Well, you throw throwing stars, so I'm going to go with throwing
But
stars.
I would say don't even think of like handgun or something. That's too common.
Okay.
This is a less common weapon.
Nunchucks.
That I'd be surprised if the average person had to throw at a car.
They had to, though. They might have
as in
to.
like they had it on their person to throw at a car.
Yeah. A grenade.
Oh, you're very close.
Molotov cocktail.
It is an explosive.
That's two more. Okay, an explosive.
I would say you don't normally throw this kind of explosive.
Oh, okay. Like C4 or something like that.
Not C4. Try one more time. It's an explosive that is...
I mean, dynamite? Is that...
No throwing missiles at cars.
Okay. Well, is that just that's just trying to be a catch-all, right? Wait, because it isn't like when you throw something through the air, that is then a missile.
Yeah, probably.
Which still seems like a weird... I reckon they just haven't thought... They needed to be like, no throwing things at cars.
Yeah.
But they were like, we need it to be more technical than things, so we'll say missiles.
I just like the idea that someone does throw an actual missile at a car and goes, hey, you shoot that at a car. You don't throw it at a car.
How dare you?
So this is in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
This one might be a little bit easy. No internet blank.
No internet blank. No internet hogging. You can't hog the internet.
No, it's not internet hogging. It is a noun that you're looking for.
No internet trolls.
Oh, no, it's not trolls. They're not in Florida, Nelson. I feel like that's where all the internet trolls live.
Yeah, that's true. Everybody would just be arrested.
This is like a place.
Like cafes? No internet cafes?
No internet cafes.
What? That's pretty crazy. I mean, I get like, did they have a lot of problems? I mean, I guess I feel like shady stuff goes on in internet cafes, so that does make sense, I suppose.
It does though.
That's how people like used the internet back in the day. When you didn't have it at home.
Especially like if there is not free internet in Florida, this could be a way that people use the internet.
Yeah.
I'm going to actually just give you the like categories in this one straight up. This is in Illinois.
Yeah.
You can't wear adjective clothing.
Oh, okay. You can't wear wet bathers.
You're not completely wrong with that.
That's crazy.
In that, like,
but is it
wet
the adjective
bathers,
and clothing?
Wet bathers would fit this description.
What
happens to bathers when they get wet?
Maybe they shrink or something.
Oh, I don't think bathers shrink.
No, they don't really shrink. I mean, when they get wet, I don't know. When they get wet, they are wet.
And look, bathers are more shorts, but like what category of clothing would you put a bather in?
Like underwear or something? Is that what you're implying? Or
not quite.
Beachwear?
No, that's too literal. It'd be like like a singlet and a t-shirt and a button-up top. They're all like tops.
Yeah. So you're saying bathers is all one of these things? but not swimwear in general.
No.
But okay.
I'm going to go back to when bathers are wet. There's a certain property that happens to them. Like visually, they become a little bit more this.
Like kind of darker, I guess, or they look a bit like.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know how to explain this and make it any clearer.
I'm trying to work out if I'm missing something really.
No.
obvious.
It's one of those things where everything you're saying makes sense, and I'm like, okay, I haven't been specific enough.
What happens when they get wet? They look.
And become like the whole pant becomes this way.
I don't know.
So in Illinois, you can't wear saggy pants.
Oh, saggy. You can't wear saggy pants. Oh, what? I mean, I'm down for that. Actually, I think that saggy pant look was never good. Where the people where you can like see people's undies because their pants are so saggy. Like, why is that?
Well, that's because you weren't hanging out in the great state of Illinois.
Yeah.
A few more left now. This is Louisiana. Yeah. I'm going to give you the category in this as well.
Yeah.
No type of creature. So they've banned a particular type of creature.
No. Where did you say this was?
Louisiana.
Mm.
You know, you got your New Orleans and maybe some like swampy witchcraft going on.
I was
there.
thinking like no Loch Ness, but that's not in the right place in the world.
No, famously that's in Loch Ness. Yeah.
I was trying to think along those lines, like a mythical being.
Correct.
No Bigfoot.
No, it's not Bigfoot. Bigfoot is more, I would say, like up in the mountains. Whereas this is more. In fact, there is a very popular, well, not anymore, but a popular time TV show. That's also Ireland. You've gone with Ireland and Scotland.
For some reason, I was associating Ireland with like a lot of the Irish. I surprisingly associate Ireland a lot with parts of America.
Louisiana is famously quite French. So that's
no baguettes.
This type of creature, there is actually a popular bit of media from maybe 15 years ago about these creatures that is set in this location. So like there is a weird correlation between this type of creature and that location.
No gremlins. No,
it's not gremlins. Try one more time. Think more classic mythic creature.
Kind of like unicorn, aliens.
No. Let me tell you, in Louisiana, no vampires.
Oh, vampires.
Of course, the TV show True Blood, which is all about vampires, was set in Louisiana.
Yes.
And it was around that kind of like, southern magic kind of voodoo that Louisiana kind of has a history of.
Yeah.
So this is from Massachusetts. You can't buy blank that's too big for your car.
Oh, bread. Can't buy bread that's too big for your car.
In fact, I think now I'm just going to give you the categories as I said. You can't buy holiday noun that's too big for your car.
Holiday?
Yeah.
Now, what? Like, are you talking about like something that you would take on holiday? Is that what you're implying?
No, it's something you would get for the holiday. So what are some holidays? Not holiday trip. Holidays as in like national holidays.
Oh, so like as in Christmas or something. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Christmas tree.
Yes, you can't buy a Christmas tree that's too big for your car.
That's the first one that's like kind of made sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's two more left. This is from Mississippi. No teaching about relationship type.
No teaching about, is it like gays, like homosexuals or something like that?
This would apply to gays.
Okay. No teaching about LGBTI.
No, but
in general.
to teach about this thing would also include that community. So it's not exclusive of them either. This is just a general relationship type.
Oh, do you mean like no teaching of like husband and wife type, like
In a way, yeah. This is think even broader. This is just a relationship type that most people might subscribe to. Think more of not necessarily like the gay, straight, traditional, all that kind of stuff. Think like actual technical relationship,
like friendship or something. Are you talking about like all encompassing in that way?
No, it's even more, I would say, analytical than that.
More analytical than friendship. I can't think of something that incorporates all of those.
So in Mississippi, there's no teaching about polygamy.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you can't have polygamists running around at Cambo.
And this is the last one. This is from Rhode Island. No verbing someone's finger.
Biting.
Biting off, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No biting off someone's finger.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
Yeah.
Do you need to specifically say that? It just seems
well,
like...
it's one of the things where it must have happened, and somebody goes, you can't do that. And they say, where?
Like, show me.
In the law.
Show me where I can't do that.
And they go, oh, hang on. Okay, from now on, you can't do that.
You got away with it this time.
That's it. That's
that's good. Thank you, Liz, for that.
Yes, thank you so much for that.
For writing in one for both of us. Mucho appreciated. It's a long episode again. Is it bad if we wait another week for this one? I feel bad because let's read it.
If we wait too many weeks, the event will have happened that is being teased at the start of this.
And this is a fuckhead podcast listener, so we got to allow exceptions. Does he ask me anything?
You got the questions. We have the answers. So ask us anything at all.
This is the Ask Me Anything, where listeners of the show, just like you, listener, can write in and ask us anything you want.
Go on here from Hazza, fuckhead podcast listener. So obviously we will read them out straight away and not delay a week.
Straight away.
This says, gentlemen cunts, so far I have been lucky with the most boring pregnancy with a few symptoms and surprises. However, with only 11 weeks to go, so now probably 9 weeks since this was said, I'm starting to feel a little uncomfortable. I used to exclusively sleep on my stomach and have been struggling to sleep comfortably for the last few months due to this. Today, I had the absolute pleasure of being able to lay on some specialized pregnancy pillow that allowed me to be on my stomach. Oh my God, nothing compares. The mood was ruined when I was told that it cost about $400. So that's never going to happen.
That is so much money.
Especially for something that only will be useful for such small slivers of your life.
Yeah. Like a couple of months, this is going to be great. Yeah.
Maybe once or twice in your entire life.
Yeah.
I wonder if you can get them secondhand, though. Surely you can. I'm curious if you guys have a particular way you always sleep. Chris has a preference of his back, but doesn't think he'd lose any sleep if he was forced to change it up. Meanwhile, I know my sleeping position was going to give me trouble from the get-go. Love you guys. Hazza.
Yeah, that's so I'm the exact same as you, Hazza, and it's really effed me up. So I sleep on my stomach, and I've been trying not to for probably 2 or even 3 years now, maybe even more. Because one night I was in Western Australia sleeping at Ellen's parents' place, and I slept on my stomach as I usually do. They had some particularly high pillows, and I woke up in the morning and my neck was totally effed up. It had just been cranked the wrong way all night, and I just hadn't noticed until I woke up, and I was in like extreme pain, like could not move my neck. I went to the crazy thing is we had to get on a plane that morning and fly back to Melbourne. And so I was on the in the airport. I had to sit on the plane for like 4 hours with my neck, just trying not to move my neck at all. It was so painful. I remember I hit my head on the cabin at one point and just like, it was so excruciatingly painful. I even went to the physio afterwards and they like started to like just press on it. And I was like, yeah, no, that hurts. So it like really screwed me up. And ever since that day, my neck has given me problems. It's been really hard. And speaking to a few physios, they're like, yeah, this is like, can happen to people who sleep on their stomach. They end up getting bad necks because you always have to have your head to the side. And I've super struggled with staying on my back. I just get too uncomfortable. My like lower back kind of, I think I might even mention once that I think I have this like, there's like a restless leg syndrome thing, which I don't have, but there's also kind of considered this like restless torso thing, which maybe I don't have, but or not seriously, because it's not that it gets. It's such a weird, I feel like, feeling to describe. It's just it gets to a point where like I have to move, because it sort of becomes this weird uncomfortable way, not a normal uncomfortable. It's just like it's like I feel like an energy is being stored up and it needs to be released by me moving. And I can only do that by like sort of laying down on my stomach. So I'm the same, and it's really bad for you. You should try not to.
Yeah. I am a little bit the same. Funnily enough, we talked last week about the fact I'm allergic to cats. And I always slept on my back, but I found when we had a cat, something about like, I guess my airways were maybe just more open when I was on my back, and I would start to get irritated and I would start to have trouble breathing. But if I turned onto my stomach, then that was less. So for years owning the cat, I found like, okay, if I'm now that we have a cat, it's just going to be easier to sleep on my stomach. I can breathe a little easier.
Yeah.
And then we'd go on holiday or something like that. I wouldn't have the problem when I was sleeping on my back again.
Yeah.
But I've been doing it for so many years now that I do now try and sleep on my back, but I wake up on my stomach. And I feel like it just naturally now it feels weirder to sleep back on my back because it's been too many years.
Yeah. Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah.
You also sleep with the covers probably a little bit down your chest, would you say?
Yeah, to like kind of belly button-ish.
Yeah, I don't want to drag Stacey into this, but I think we need to let everybody know that she sleeps like with her feet off the end of the bed?
Yeah, she sleeps really far down the bed, in my opinion, I should say.
I think in everybody's opinion.
And she's always like way further down the bed than me, like more than a pillow's length down.
Yeah.
And
that's significant.
Yeah. One time I said to her, I said, you're so far down the bed that like your feet are probably just about to fall off. And she goes, oh, my feet are fully off the bed. Like so I always sleep with my feet fully off the bed.
That is so crazy.
So I've never been closer to a divorce than when I learned that information.
Yeah. And so she has the covers like up to her head.
Yes, yeah.
Like her head, which obviously to you is much
it's like like my nipples maybe.
He's so crazy. I can't believe it. It's hilarious. Sorry, Stacey. She will inevitably listen to this and be like, you brought me up on the podcast again. But yes, I feel sorry for you, Hazza, having to not be able to sleep on your stomach anymore.
Almost there.
$400 is crazy.
You're so close, though. You're so close.
So close. When so close before little Nelson or Cambo will be born into the world.
All of us will read it on Reddit podcast. We will also accept that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe just an all-encompassing Reddit on Reddit podcast.
Bit of marketing.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Like and subscribe is their middle name, obviously. Do you think Chris would leave you?
I will say this, Hazza, and Nelson, I want your backup on this. If you name your child Reddit podcast, we will make them instantly a fuckhead podcast listener.
Yeah. And you as parents, if you're not already,
it's not. Yeah, this is not a hereditary position. your child does not automatically become. And so we should say this for Zimbo as well. Your
Oh,
child
yeah.
does not automatically become a fuckhead podcast.
Yeah, Ammo. Actually, I think we did rule on that at some point. Weirdly enough, when Ammo was born, I think I can't remember what we said there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now this is the rule. But yes, anyway, thanks for writing in, Hazza. If you'd like to write into us, you can do so. Reddit podcast, READIT podcast at gmail.com.
Yep.
You can also reach us at our subreddit or the Discord. The link is in the show notes. And we'd appreciate it if you could like and subscribe.
Listen to Cancer Movie Report.
Listen to Castle Movie Report. It's got Alexi Toliopoulos.
Yes, if you're
and
scared that
the
Nelson will make
Spirit
an
of Me.
appearance, do not worry. I wouldn't let him near it by 100 yards.
I don't even know what movies are. Anyway, so thanks for listening, and we will read you later.